joining. Let me just introduce the session today, and thank you so much to everyone for your patience. So today we've planned a short AMA here with Jesper from IDSure, and we'll be diving into how IDSure is shaking up the maritime industry with Concordium technology, and we will be taking questions along the way. So please just request to speak if you have any questions, or write them in the comments, and we'll keep an eye on the comments as well. Let's get back to you, Jesper, to our main character. Please, thank you so much for being here finally after some hassle, and please tell us a bit about yourself and about IDSure.
Yes, thanks, Oliver, and sorry everybody, it was a technical issue. But it's great to be here. I'm Jesper Holmgren. I'm a former Danish ship officer. So for the last decade, I've been crafting a software solution to make life easier for the seafarers. So with IDSure, we're actually using the Concordium to add verification and efficiency to the maritime sector to have trustworthy certificates. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Jesper. That's a nice short intro. Could you tell us a bit more about what this means to the maritime industry and to the seafarers?
Yes, of course. So, well, we're all about this ditching paper and going digital. So, as a former seafarer, I saw firsthand how cumbersome ships admin could be. You know, the captain administrate the paper certificate. So IDSure started to reduce the burden, switching from paper to digital documents. We save times and space. So our digital wallet solution now helps manage over 20 crew documents each for each seafarer. This includes the ID verification and skills certificates. So our app allows real-time verification, so everyone from the ship captain to regulatory bodies can rest easily knowing that seafarers are properly certified. That's what we do actually.
All right. So this is something that you and I were talking about for a long time ago when we were introduced, especially the issue of paper certificates, PDFs, and the traditional existing paper systems in the industry. Could you tell us about what problems this has been causing previously, or maybe still is? Am I going through? Sorry. Yes, you are back.
Yeah, I'm back. It just throwing me out. Can you just repeat the last question?
Yes, I was just talking about some of the conversations we had pretty early about the paper and PDFs and some of the systems that are currently used in the maritime industry. What difference does IDSure really make here?
Yeah, that's actually a very good question, Oliver, and we have many questions, many conversations you and I. So, but we actually what we face in IDSure, the biggest problems were time and security for the ship owners, the training institutes, and for the captain and the seafarers. So, paperwork took ages and was prone to errors, misreporting, expired documents, loss and fraud. We see many seafarers, they actually lost the certificates. They are having fraud certificates. The captains have fraud certificates in the management where they're actually sitting around billion dollar ships with a fraud seafarer, with a fraud certificates. So this was costly and risky for the ship compliance and also the ship companies. It's slowing down the process and compromising safety. So our digital system actually speeds things up and keep it secure, solving these issues with real-time certificate, real-time verification. So yeah, we actually prove a lot with IDSure. Yeah.
Definitely. And as I said, you and I have been, as you also repeated, we've been talking for a long time, and the process with IDSure and Concordium has been going for quite some time. And that's of course also because IDSure has so much else than the blockchain integration to worry about. And that also is about how does IDSure actually make money? You've been a business for quite some years. What is the revenue model of IDSure?
Yeah, so we aim to keep it very affordable. We charge a small fee for each certificate paid by the employers and the training centers or the regulatory bodies like flag states. So what we actually do is that we have two business models. We have a pay-per-use, where the training institutes of those are issuing certificates. They pay per every time they issuing a certificate. Or we have a package where you can issue up to those certificates per month or per years. And our app is for free for the seafarers. So we earn money about that. We have an average training institute where they do training for the seafarers, and then every time they have one seafarer having one certificate, one course, we charge them a small fee for that. So that is our revenue model. A small fee, but then in the totally they get a lot of product in IDSure. They not only get issuing certificates, we also archiving all the certificate in encrypted storage in the cloud base. We have the Concordium blockchain. We have different compliance and security measures so they have around it. So it's a very good model, and we see that we're also ensuring that everything is free for the seafarers. And that is a key since they are highly skilled front-end workers. So our system needs to be user-friendly and work across borders, given the international nature of crew. So we should support all the stakeholders, moving everyone to the unified and integrated real-time digital processes. Yeah.
Perfect. That leads quite well to the next thing here on my short agenda in terms of Concordium, because seafarers might not be the obvious first choice for blockchain users, or they are perhaps not the ones spending most of their time investing in crypto or looking at blockchain technology. How does Concordium come into play with what IDSure is doing?
That's a really great question, Oliver. So we chose Concordium for its secure blockchain technology. Its ID layer is perfect for verifying identities and linking the certificate to the digital wallet of the IDSure. So soon, seafarers will not only on board with verified IDs, but also have their certificate authenticated on the chain. So that's actually why we chose Concordium. It proved our business model. It proved that we need to have the right seafarer with the right ID on the right ship with the right competences that is verified on blockchain. That is a very high level of security that we can actually give to the maritime industry. That's what we do.
Thanks. That makes a lot of sense. And what would you say? What's then the next? Now that you say you have the IDSure or the ID component ready, correct?
Mm.
What's the next in terms of verifying the certificates?
Yeah, so with the ID fully integrated, we are now focusing on validating statutory and competency certificates and other high-level seafarer certificates. So this will actually enable instant verification by third parties, ensuring only qualified crew are on board. So these steps strengthens our safety and compliance across the board. But right now we just adapt the ID layer. So the next thing is that we will go in and actually when our solution can issue certificate with they do now, we will also hash some of the information from the certificate and from the unique ID from the seafarers and hash it and easily to a smart contract, and then we will hash it to the blockchain of Concordium. We're not ready with that right now, but we are working on it. It will take some time, but when we just fully implemented the ID layer and we have all the seafarers can be ID verified, automatically on the blockchain on Concordium ID layer, we are one step closer. So that's very nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is, and it's something that you and I've been back and forth with for quite some time, figuring out how do we make it super user friendly and super easy to understand, but still super efficient and safe for the user without storing data on chain that you need to be able to remove and stuff like that. When looking at the use of Concordium and blockchain, how do you see it going in the long run, for the industry, for the maritime industry, and for these certificates?
That's also a good question, Oliver. So we are setting a new standard that saves times and cuts cost while boosting safety and trust. So the maritime industry is bogged down by paperwork, and our digital approach promises efficiency and scalability. So it's empowering seafarers, giving them control over their digital credentials and deliver input from their employers and training centers. We always have compliance and data security as a must-have priority first. So so we would like to be the best in the industry, to have the most safest certificate and credentials management for the seafarers, and that's why we go to the biggest player in the world to prove the case, and also to keep them safe for new technologies, new ships, because all new ships in the world will be very with high level of technologies. So that's why we also give them the ability to choose IDSure with a blockchain solution.
That leads me very well, now that you're saying that you're looking very much at industry needs, and how has the industry reacted? I've known about IDSure for 2 years and have been very excited from a blockchain perspective. But how has the industry reacted? What kind of people are you talking to in the shipping industry?
Yeah, that's a really understandable. No, we are talking to the biggest player in the maritime industry. We are talking to flag states, the maritime authorities. We are talking to big training institutes, big crew management companies, and also the ship owners. So people are looking at how the digital documents are handled. We are taking a customer community driven approach. That's actually refining our platform with the industry insights. So the response has been very positive, actually, with IDSure viewed as a strategic advance. So all the leading companies we have approached to support us and help drive us further. They really want us, and everybody would like to go away from the paper and go to digital. And we are also very keen in that of a period right now where the regulatory compliance and new laws will accept digital certificates on board all ships. So all ships around all harbors need to accept digital certificates. And we are more or less the only company in the world who actually have this high level of security on our certificates and the ID layer. Yeah.
That's very cool. I know you also recently were applying for some further certifications in terms of your safety and the technology on IDSure, and I think it really proves how far along you've come. If we look a bit ahead, what's happening for the next few months and in the rest of 2024, and maybe if we look even further ahead, how many users, where's IDSure going? We look a bit ahead.
Yeah. So we are forming exciting partnerships. Really, at this moment, we are partnering up with some, as I told you before, with some big training institutes. We are doing a pilot later next month, and when that's completed successfully, we will also do a fully integration of their system, and then our certificate can be issued automatically. We are also in the very near process of closing a partnership with the Maritime Authority, where they actually chose us as a certificate provider. That's not only just a certificate, it's a regulatory certificate for actually sailing a ship. So as you already all may know, the driver license, we can issue the certificate that make you, capable of sailing as ships, and also for not a passport but a seafarer book. So they also would like us to do a digital format of a seafarer book with a lot of features and products in our wallet. So IDSure will be a discharge book for seafarers, as a standard approach to do, where they have the wallet, all the certificates, credentials. They can share the profile with the ship owner, the captain. And today, the big problem is today that everybody is sending emails with PDF and Excel sheets with a lot of data, and it's unsafe, But with IDSure, and because we actually chose the Concordium blockchain, we can also have an end-to-end encrypted transaction where me as a seafarer, I share my profile directly with the captain in an encrypted transaction. So I actually share a lot without sharing anything. That's the future in the maritime. That's what we do, and that is what will be the future of handling the seafarers' credentials. So
Definitely.
yeah.
Definitely, and that's also why I think that this I often actually I've also told you that, Jesper, when I try to explain how efficient blockchain can be and why it makes sense to do things on chain, I often actually highlight IDSure, because it's super easy to understand that as a seafarer you need to be able to prove a lot of things about yourself to be trusted with the role and the importance of sailing large ships that can, of course, have big influence, do big damage, also has large economic influence on a lot of people. And of course, you need to be able to trust the certificates, trust the people. And this is exactly where blockchain can be used to make sure that you don't have to, let's say, call the maritime schools to make sure, is this true? Did he get this certificate? And you can also actually trust that it is the actual person that people are saying that they are perhaps pretending to be. And in this case, where you can actually verify it directly with what's in their passport through our ID. I think it's always a good case to highlight, because it makes so much sense. And at the same time, it's such a traditional industry that everybody touches some kind of way, but don't really think about it. But it's always, or it's been there for so many years, and it takes up a lot of especially here in Denmark with Maersk, a lot of attention. But it's of course important to think about how can it be improved. Thank you so much. I would also want to open up the floor if anybody among the listeners have any questions. Please feel free to jump in. Or ask questions on Telegram. Let me just check if we've received something, Jesper.
Yeah.
1 second. I don't see anything on Telegram, at least. Good. So I think at least that it has been worth the work that you and I have been putting in so far. Can you tell us a bit how the integration has been working so far? How many have been onboarded and have a Concordium ID on IDSure now? If you have any numbers for that.
Yeah, sure. And thank you also for the short introduction before. And we are very happy for the partnership with Concordium. We have around 1,000 of ID verified seafarers on our platform right now that is blockchain. Concordium blockchain based. So, and we are using your solution, and the ID verification is happening automatically, and it's just amazing tool that we have been implementing to the IDSure infrastructure. So it's a nice partnership. It is great to do. Our developers is working very closely with your developers, and it's just great, man. So thank you for that.
Yeah. No, thank you. Thank you, Jesper. Thank you. I don't think, do I have anything else? I don't see any questions on here. Let me just see if I had anything else that I was thinking about. Perhaps you could tell me a bit about in terms of how do you plan to improve the amount of users? You said that you've onboarded thousand users now. What are sort of some go-to-market strategies in terms of marketing IDSure? How do you go from 1,000 to 10,000 or 100,000? Could you tell me a bit about your plans for that?
Yeah, we can. As of right now, our users is coming organic. So that means that our customers actually invite their course participants to download the IDSure app. So when our customer issuing certificates, they're issuing a certificate, and then the course participant, which are the seafarers, will have an invitation to download the IDSure app in iOS or in Android, Google and iPhone, Apple. So that means that our seafarers are coming organics right now. So, but we will also do marketing. Of course, we will go for different channels. We will go out to the schools, talking to the seafarers, because the ownership of the IDSure wallets is completely their own ownership of the seafarers. The only person who can create their own IDSure wallet is the person by themselves. Because if we're having the ship owner or the crew management companies to sign up for an IDSure account to the seafarers, then it's not the full ownership of the seafarers. And then we're actually losing what we actually do, and that is protecting the data privacy and the privacy and the personality of the seafarers' credentials. So what we actually do, we have Facebook, we have LinkedIn, we have lot of potential channels we can go to, but we are also keen to have a partnership with these big, I talk about the maritime industry and the maritime authority, and that will also increase the number of seafarers that will be using the IDSure app. Because if they're issuing a certificate to that person, they need to have an IDSure wallet. That means they need to be ID verified on the blockchain or the Concordium blockchain ID layer before they have access. So it's going hand in hand. So
makes sense.
Yeah.
Exactly. And to understand a bit more about where IDSure is going, are you planning to raise funds in the coming year, or are you set to go on the growth journey that you're planning?
Go big or go home. Eh? so we are. What we need to do is that we need to protect the seafarers by offer them a very secured app. So we would like to also have market shares. We will have to have the biggest market share in the world that everybody will think of IDSure wallet if they are thinking of have a digital wallet for the experience of to go and sail on the ship. So yes, I think that we are going to do investment rounds. We will scale the company, but of course we will do it in a very professional way. So we will scale the business and then scale the team and then go for bigger markets and then yeah. So we to have a digital solution in the maritime industry where we are into the edtech, you can call it a little bit like that, then you just don't take a country by country. So because all the seafarers in the world, there are a lot of pools around the world in Asia, in the East Europe, in the West Europe, in the US, in the Brazil. So for the ship owners, they have different kind of nationalities sailing on their ships. So and they also have different places for the training institutes. So yeah, for scaling the company, we are looking into new investment rounds. We already have a very professional investors on our board, and we are very happy for them. And yeah, I couldn't be more happy for what we have at this moment. So yeah, that was the short.
Sounds good. Yes, you don't lack ambition, and I like that. I think we're coming to an end. Unless you have anything else you want to highlight here, Jesper, I think I've asked the questions I wanted to ask, and I think we've been pretty far around about what's going on at IDSure. So please let me know if you have anything else you wanna talk about.
Yeah, no, that's actually fine, Oliver. I think you have been good around it, so thank you for that. I haven't any further from here.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I'm sure we'll hear more from you, and I would
Definitely.
suggest everyone listening to follow you on LinkedIn. I know you're a lot more active on LinkedIn than you are on Twitter. This is one of the first interactions you've done on Twitter, as far as or X as we call it now. So that's also why you had some trouble in the start with the technical part.
Yes. And I'm very sorry for that. I apologize for all the listeners. I'm sorry, guys. So
that's how it goes. They stuck along, a lot of them. So thank you everyone for listening, and thank you, Jesper. And let's cut it off here. Thank you so much, Jesper. Thank you to everyone.
Thank you all for your time, and thank you, Oliver, for giving me the opportunity. Thank you.
Of course. Goodbye.
Goodbye.